What's going on, everyone? So another day, another Laker loss. Lakers just can't beat anybody. They're like 5-12 in the last 17 games. They are now currently 19-21 on the season, 2 games under 500. They are completely out of the play-in entirely, which is crazy. They lost 125 to 132. The Lakers gave up 132 points. Defense continues to be terrible. Offense was a little better. And what's crazy is they shot better than Utah did. But one of the big stories from yesterday's game was D'Angelo Russell. And D'Angelo Russell showed exactly all the things that I have been preaching lately and why I have said that I think DLO should be kept over Austin Reaves. Now, I want to start by saying I don't believe that will happen. I do believe the Lakers are going to trade D'Angelo Russell. Even if they trade Austin Reaves, I think that they are going to trade D'Angelo Russell. I also think it depends. Like, if the Lakers were to trade for Zach LaVine, I think keeping D'Lo makes sense. If the Lakers do end up landing DeJounte Murray, then I think D'Lo makes zero sense. You might as well go trade him because D'Lo is best at the point guard. One of the things that I have stressed is when D'Lo gets the opportunity to be the point guard and actually play the position, he is very good at it. He's been very good in all the stints he played. This is a guy that led a team to the playoffs as their number one playmaker and scorer. This is a guy that I've talked about that, if given the real opportunity, can go and get you 20 to 25 on any given night and still maintain 6 to 8 assists. And it's not a coincidence that every time LeBron James sits, D'Angelo Russell has some huge game. D'Lo, every time. I have talked about this heavily. I've talked about go back and watch the games in which LeBron James doesn't play. D'Angelo Russell every time puts on an absolute clinic. And yesterday, he did the exact same thing. 41 minutes, 39 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 blocks, 1 steal, and only 3 turnovers. He was 15 to 26 from the field and 6 of 11 from 3. He was doing everything he could to keep the Lakers in that game against Utah and try to win it. And look, Reaves didn't have a bad game by any stretch. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, right? But guess what? He fouled out. He was the team leader in plus minus at minus 21. And he gave up 38 points for a guy that scored 19. So, offensively, again, he had a solid game, great game. Defensively, continues to be a liability, while D'Angelo Russell continues to do the opposite. D'Lo, it gets after it on the defensive side. He disrupts passing lanes. He gets deflections. He gets steals. He gets blocks. He has been very good for the Lakers defensively this year. He's not elite. He's not great. He still gets lost at times. Like, he gets distracted at times on the defensive end, right? Like, the ball will be over here, and he kind of is just like, gets caught ball watching, and then ends up getting backdoored or something, and ends up giving up a play or a bucket or something. That's not good. He needs to get better discipline with that. But there's no doubt, he's been much better defensively than Austin Reaves. He has. And he just, again, the problem is, and this is why I've said I don't necessarily like the idea of DeJounte Murray. Because look at what D'Lo does every time LeBron doesn't play. But when LeBron is on the court, D'Lo becomes a shooting guard. He gets to be the initiator, ball goes to LeBron, and then D'Lo ends up playing off ball. DeJounte Murray, more likely than not, that same thing is going to happen. The Lakers have tried to get LeBron a point guard since the bubble because LeBron said he wanted to play more off ball. And since the bubble, that has not happened. He is still playing a ton on ball. There is very rarely a possession where LeBron James doesn't touch the basketball. And the Lakers could go trade for DeJounte Murray and give up D'Lo or do whatever, and it's like what? For what? Like, how does that fit work? Because one of the biggest problems, and look, it's not whether you think DLO's better or Murray's better or whomever. It's not about who's better. It's about the fit. Like, at least DLO has been a good fit, right? He's been a good fit because his ability to play off ball has been massive, right? But the problem is that DeJounte Murray, he's not, his issue with the Atlanta Hawks is his inability to play off ball. He's been better this year, but he still hasn't been great this year. And look, this season, LeBron James, for those that may think, oh, well, LeBron is more willing to play off the ball and yada, yada, yada. LeBron James has a career average usage rate of 31.5%. Okay? So I'm going to read you LeBron James's usage every year since he's been a Laker. Year 1, 31.5%. Year 2, 31.5%. Year 3, 31.9%. Year 4, 32.3%. Year 5, 33.3%. Year 6, which is this year, 29.5%. Yes, this year, LeBron James's usage has gone down. But why is that? Because Austin Reaves' usage has gone up mightily. He's gone up 5% in usage rating from last year, which last year was 16% usage rate. Austin Reaves' minutes have gone up since all year last year, and his usage rating. So basically, the difference in usage has gone to Austin Reaves because LeBron James has given Austin Reaves the keys to basically do what he wants to do. The problem is that D'Angelo Russell is the better playmaker. He's been the better shooter this year. He's the guy that has the better vision. And DLO should be allowed to be the guy to really make plays, put the ball in his hands, especially like how many times this year has LeBron gone to the bench and Darvin Ham will run a unit where Austin Reaves is playing point guard. You have D'Angelo Russell. Why are you doing that? When LeBron James goes to the bench, D'Angelo Russell should be the one running the show. Again, he's the better playmaker. Has the better vision. He's shooting the ball better. When LeBron goes to the bench, D'Angelo Russell should be the one that gets to run the show. But he doesn't get to do that. And the problem is that the Lakers are going to go trade for DeJounte Murray. Well, possibly. And DeJounte Murray's not going to get to do that either. DeJounte Murray is going to end up having to play off ball, right? And if you don't trade Reaves, what's going to happen? So what, Austin Reaves is going to be running the second unit? Right? Like, when you have DeJounte, it just, I don't get it. I don't get it. Everything I have been preaching the last few weeks, Austin Reaves and DLO, guess what? DLO just proved me right. And look, you can say what you want. Utah, it was against Utah. Utah's been one of the hottest, if not the hottest team in the league this year. Right? And again, one of DeJounte Murray's biggest problems is his usage rating. Right? Like, he has to play off the ball so much. He doesn't get to be on the ball. Like, his usage rating with Atlanta is 24.6. Right? What is his usage going to be? How is he going to be utilized? Is he gonna be a guy that comes to the Lakers and now he's playing alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis? So his usage rating goes to 22%, right? Like, guess what? That means DeJounte Murray's production's going to go down. Very likely his shooting's going to go down. It's just, how do you justify going and getting him to do that when you have a guy in D'Angelo Russell who's capable and you don't properly use him? DeJounte Murray's best season by like the numbers was his San Antonio season, right? Not so much shooting the three ball, but everything else, right? He averaged that last year in San Antonio. He averaged 21.1 points, 8.3 rebounds, 9.2 assists, 2 steals, half a block. He shot 18 field goals per game, which is the most of his career. Shot 46.2% from the field. 3-point shooting, again, terrible, 32.7%. But that's basically, he's been around 32 to 34% for his entire career. But his usage rating, when he was with the San Antonio Spurs that year, his usage rating was 27.3. Since going to Atlanta, his usage rating has been 24.5. This season, it's 24.6. And he struggled. That year with the San Antonio Spurs, he was a plus 49 on the season. That last year that I was talking about, and which his usage rating was 27.3%. So his highest usage rating of his career was plus 49 on the season. Last year with Atlanta, he was a minus 62. This season, he's a minus 71 for Atlanta on the season. Because he needs the ball in his hands, just like D'Angelo Russell. So, to me, this is why I'm team Zach LaVine. Go get Zach LaVine, keep D'Angelo Russell, because now you have a point guard. Let DLO play the point guard. Let DLO run and initiate the offense. DLO can play off ball, so when LeBron does have the ball in his hands, DLO is, a 40% three-point shooter, so he can knock down the shot and be an off-ball threat along with Zach LaVine, who Austin Reaves has shot the three ball terrible this season. He's shooting like 34% from three this season, right? So you keep that three-point threat. Get a guy in Zach LaVine who's 45% on catch and shoot threes this season, so he becomes an off-ball threat. And you have that secondary playmaker. When LeBron goes to the bench, you put the ball in D'Lo's hands, you let him be the playmaker, and you have Zach LaVine and D'Lo basically run and operate your scoring and offense when LeBron's out the game. To me, that would be better than Zach LaVine and Austin Reaves. I mean, can you even close with Zach LaVine and Austin Reaves? Austin Reaves has been so bad when he's on the basketball court defensively. How can you, at least D'Lo's been serviceable. And all you need is Zach LaVine to at least be serviceable. And at least when Zach LaVine has the ball in his hands, D'Angelo Russell would be an offensive threat. The more that I've watched these games and the more that I'm watching Austin Reaves just continuously get targeted out there, and they're not doing it to D'Lo, right? So the more that I watch that and the more that I watch D'Lo and the more that I think about it, the more I'm like, why aren't we talking about trading Reaves and keeping D'Lo? Now, again, if you go get DeJounte Murray, you gotta trade D'Lo. And look, again, as I said right before the start of the video, the Lakers are going to trade D'Lo. They are. I just don't see them keeping D'Lo. But if I had to, right now, if I had to choose between D'Lo and Reaves, I would keep D'Lo. I would. And look, I understand people have concerns. Well, what about the playoffs? Well, if you have Zach LaVine, you don't need D'Lo to go give you 20 a night in the playoffs. And Austin Reaves, right, for as great as he's been in the playoffs, Zach LaVine is going to, if you get Zach LaVine or you get DeJounte Murray, they're going to neutralize Austin Reaves because they're going to play the role that Austin Reaves is playing right now. And Austin Reaves is only averaging 15, 4, and 4. and he's shooting 34% from three. What is he going to average as the fourth option? And when he's not, he doesn't get to be that secondary closer at the end of games alongside LeBron James. Because if you get Zach LaVine's going to be that guy. If you get DeJounte Murray's going to be that guy. So Austin Reaves being this superstar in the playoffs or being this great player in the regular season or whatever is probably not going to happen. So at least DLO can give you some playmaking. He can give you some better defense, right? He gives you better shooting, off-ball shooting, all of that. Like, I don't know. Call me crazy, whatever. I think you keep DLO. I do. Because you're not going to need DLO to be as great as we need him to be right now. Right? So you're in a better position. More than anything, you just need DLO to knock down the occasional three and play make. That's it. Knock down the occasional thing and play make, and don't be a liability on the defensive side. DLO can do all of those things better than Austin Reaves. Because if you get DeJounte Murray, again, DLO, you need to trade him. But let's say you get Zach LaVine. You don't need Austin Reaves at that point. You need somebody that can play make. You need somebody that can still knock down the outside shot. Somebody that can defend better than Austin Reaves. How do you close with Zach LaVine and Austin Reaves? Because guess what? Teams are just going to target Austin Reaves again. And now you're going to have to ask Zach LaVine to be better defensively than he is. Zach LaVine can be is not as bad defensively as people make him out to be, but he can also be a serviceable defender. Right? And that's all you kind of need him to be, is serviceable. If you have DLO and Zach LaVine just being serviceable defenders, you're going to have a lot of success because these two guys are going to be able to provide the offense that you need. And you allow DLO to be DLO. You give DLO the ball and you tell him, go get buckets, right? Go get some buckets, right? Play make, hit the open shots, right? You and Zach LaVine, you get some time to shine by yourself. You just make that happen. But anyway, as always, my rant is over. I could keep going, believe me, but I don't want to make this too long. So again, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you think, hey, keep DLO, get rid of Reaves? Do you think, no, you got to get rid of Reaves, keep DLO? What did you think of his performance? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, like this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.